Hello and welcome, and to everyone out there. If you're watching the stream from home, check out the tabs and the games at the bottom if you haven't already. And you'll see on the right-hand side of your screen a new chat bar. So get involved there if you want more info. Sorry, I get mixed up between stage left and stage right. Oh yeah, there's my hands. You can see me point. Sorry, I'm so tiny to everyone who's watching at home. I'm the little guy here.
If you put a hat on, it'll make you look taller.
Okay. Welcome everyone to MintGox 4. Right. Okay, right. So, we're joined here live with the studio audience in our new VR arena for the second time. We've had this on display, and then most of you are out there at home watching on the live stream. So welcome to all of you. Welcome everyone. For those of you who haven't joined before, this is MintGox, and our mission is to promote and build new types of activities using Bitcoin in this magical internet world. And our focus is on Bitcoin gaming. So tonight we have another series of esports tournaments. So buckle up and hold tight. The momentum for this movement is, I'm really pleased to say, is growing strongly. This is the fourth event. Last time we had, hundreds of users. We gave away 3.8 million satoshis, and we had around 3,800 Bitcoin transactions recorded. It looks like tonight we're going to beat that record. We have another 4 million satoshis ready to give away, and I just want to, at this point, just pause and thank our generous sponsors who provided those satoshis. So we have, if you can see the billboards on my right and left, we have Fulgar Ventures, the premier Lightning and Bitcoin venture capital groups. If any of you guys out there are setting up your own Bitcoin and Lightning startup and have a cool idea, reach out to those guys. We have Puzzle ITC from Berlin. For those of you who were at last year's Lightning Network conference in Berlin, you may have remembered their Lightning beer tap, which was pretty cool. We also have DG Lab from Japan, who are coming back to sponsor again. And we also have Koji, a Japanese Bitcoin YouTuber. So check out his channel, Bitcoiner Hansaikai, if I've got the pronunciation correct there. We also have the Lightning Junkies podcast by Chad. Again, another great Lightning specific podcast, so definitely check that out. And then finally, we have Zebedee, my own company, as a sponsor. We do most of the tech behind these events, and our mission is to build all the the SDKs and tech and software on the back end to support Bitcoin gaming. So if any of you out there are thinking about or trying to build a Bitcoin game, then get in touch with us and we can help out. I also, for the first time, we've got some official media partners. So over here we have Bitcoin Magazine. Really thrilled to have these guys on board. Big shout out at Bitcoin Magazine. And if you don't already know, next year, April 2021, Bitcoin 2021 is going to be held in LA. I'll be there. I imagine it's going to be perhaps the biggest and best Bitcoin conference ever. And I'm not exaggerating. So check that out and hopefully meet you there in person. Then we also have Bitcoin Heroes from Brazil. Our very own CTO Andre is from Brazil. So check those guys out if you can speak Portuguese. Right, so moving on to tonight's activities. We've already had one successful tournament running, Bitcoin Bounce, by Jack Everett, Thunder Games. Yesterday, I believe they had around 1,000 players taking part already, so I don't know what the total count is or who has... Oh, no, here we go. There's the leaderboard. So on to the right of your screen, you'll see the leaderboard off to the side of the stage. So that game's been going successfully and about to close. Then, for all of you who haven't taken part in this before, you'll see, so all you guys streaming at home, you'll see down at the bottom of your screen, some tabs. You'll see some tabs for Sat Stacker and Saratobi. So you can go ahead and click those tabs, and then you can play those games as we go along. There's also to the right of your screen, there's a brand new chat function. We've got it up here in the arena as well. So you can go ahead in there if you've got any questions or want to chat to anyone, then go ahead and use that. The main event tonight is going to be Bitcoin Rally. I'm just looking for Mandel Duck. So what we're going to do, so the main event tonight is going to be Bitcoin Rally. That's going to go live in about 20 minutes. For those of you who want to play that, there's going to be 3 races, and what you should do is join our Discord. So if you're not already on that, visit mintgox.com, link to the Discord, and go to the Bitcoin Rally Discord, and there you can join the queue of players. That's a brand new event for tonight, the esports tournament. and there's going to be 3 races, and there's going to be audience interaction as well. For those of you who made it to last month's event, we had the hugely successful esports tournament of Bitcoin Bounty Hunter by Donner Labs. That was a first-person shooter game. There's about 30 people took part and lots of people streaming it. Hopefully, those guys will come back again pretty soon for a much bigger tournament. But in the meantime, we're also going to be running these new Bitcoin Rally tournaments and hopefully more tournaments coming soon. Right, so next up, I'm going to take Mandelduck and we're going to give you a bit of a rundown of how to play Bitcoin Rally shortly and what to expect. Do I have Mandelduck in the room? Yes, you're down there. Right. So Kevin, if you want to follow me. If you want to follow me into the museum, we'll go and have a little chat. Are you keeping up, cameraman? Oh no, I've lost the cameraman. We're having Alt Space VR camera malfunction. All right, we good? All right. Are you following me, cameraman? Okay. Here we go. So those of you who are going to join a little later, you can go on a little tour with Mandelduck for a bit of a debrief and hangout session at the end. But in the meantime, let's give you a little bit of a rundown of what to expect. Hey, there's a guy in the cart. Hey, get out. Right. Okay, Mandelduck. Right. Okay, Mando, this is your arena. Over to you.
Can't hear you, Chris, if you're talking. Chris? Simon, can you say something? Come in and say.
Hey, Chris. All right. There seems to be a malfunction here with Chris. All right. There seems to be a malfunction here with Chris. All right. Okay. Okay. Well, until Chris manages to sort out his VR problems, I'll give you a little lowdown of what's going on. So there's going to be three separate tournament races. Each with 6 players. So there's going to be a max of 18 races. Here are all the lovely carts to choose from. Hopefully Chris can come in and give you a bit of a rundown of what to expect there. But if you want to play in the game, Chris is live and in person in the Discord. So if you go to the Bitcoin Rally Discord, you can go in there and he'll give you instructions on how to join, which are a bit more specific. It's fairly simple and it's fairly easy to operate these carts. All the carts are going to have different characteristics. Sorry, cameraman, I'm going to move around if you can keep up. So first of all, we have the BTC Pay cart over here. I understand that's a pretty light cart. We have our very own black Zebedee cart, which I'm assured is the fastest. A bit of a tip there. We have Bitcoin roller coaster cart, which is the most fun. Okay. Right, Chris, I'll hand over to you.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sure everybody knows that AltSpace is buggy and it decided to kick me out. So, so this is Bitcoin Rally. This is a game we decided to make because we felt that it would be a good fit for this type of online event. We had a game before called Reiki, which was like a Street Fighter Tekken style game. However, it only had 2 players, so we didn't think it was as fun as having a kind of larger player game like Bitcoin Rally can support, up to 10 players. So I think Simon went over the first few carts. Zebedee might be the fastest cart, but it's not necessarily the best. This is obviously the Bitcoin roller coaster guy. I think, I just chose him because he's obviously an icon. And if you play as him in the game, you basically get to go wee and that was, for the sure pleasure of it. So hopefully we'll hopefully be able to make a kind of a roller coaster style track as well, something based on the Bitcoin price. Next cart is the Bitcoin Wizard. The Wizard isn't here, but it's just the cart. He's obviously one of the famous Bitcoin meme on the internet, but he's also kind of the unofficial mascot of MintGox. This cart is actually my favorite cart. People think it's slow, but it's actually, I think it's the best because it floats. You can't get tripped up by bananas. So if you've ever played Mario Kart before, you'll know that bananas are, they'll slow you down, but the Wizard can float. So actually that's his benefit. However, sometimes he might not be able to use the speed pads as well because he's floating. So it's kind of plus and minus there. And the final cart here is just basically Satoshi's cart, or just the main Bitcoin cart. This is a good all-rounder. It's very stable. It's not the fastest, but it's not the slowest. It's not the best handling. It's not the worst handling. Kind of like Bitcoin. It's steady and reliable. So they're the main carts we have at the moment. And we do have a few different carts, kind of more carts planned. So hopefully we're going to get the magical crypto friends there, so people can race as a fluffy pony. If you're not familiar with the magical crypto friends, definitely Google that. It's like a fun satirical cartoon of a few Bitcoiners who are represented by a panda, a pony, a chicken, and a lion. So we're going to have those carts in as well. And the main area for Bitcoin Rally, we've just chosen a village map, kind of similar to Mario Kart. I think the first track is a very simple village style, so that's the kind of theme we've gone for. However, for future MintGoxes, we're going to start doing, we're going to have like a sci-fi track, and hopefully going to have like a roller coaster track, so we've got a lot of things to play with there. So the Bitcoin Rally tournament will be starting kind of shortly. And I'm not sure if people are aware, but if you're watching this on the live stream, you'll be able to click a button that will appear that will let you pay a few sats to drop a power up for other players to collect. So that's another thing we're kind of going for with Bitcoin Rally. We're trying to make it possible for the audience to interact and kind of drop power ups for players to pick up. So that's Bitcoin Rally. I hope you enjoy the stream. I think I'm going to drop off now, and I'm going to start to set up the races. But Jack from Thunder Games is now going to talk about his upcoming game, Turbo 84, which is, if you go into the next room, if you follow me, Jack will take over from there. People can follow me. It's just it's the room on the far left. So Jack will talk about that for a few minutes. Are you okay, Jack?
Yo. Yep, I'm here.
You're going to take
You hear
over?
me?
I'm going to drop.
Yeah, I'll take over. You go set everything up for your game.
Okay. See you later, folks.
All right. Hello, everyone. So, this is the new game we're working on at Thunder Games. It's basically a lane-changing crashing game. So you have to try and drive your car as fast as possible down the streets of a sort of hypothetical Miami Vice type city. And the faster you go is the better your score. So basically you get faster and faster and faster and faster. So the fastest you can drive, the better. You basically, there's lots of things that come up in the road. It's kind of random. There'll be like roadblocks or like jumps. And what we're trying to do is integrate Bitcoin in a way into the game where you can use it in the sort of prize winning tournaments, just like we've been doing before with Bitcoin Bounce, with the sort of prize draws, but also we're going to introduce some skill-based tournaments as well. So it's not just like a random chance like it is with the Bitcoin Bounce, but we can do things like who drove the fastest, who did the largest jump, that kind of thing. So we had to do a lot more kind of micro tournaments where it's just like very, very short, quick games and see who can get the best score. The game was kind of inspired from that film Drive. I don't know if you've seen that film, but it's kind of like a I don't know. I just close my eyes and imagine what a game would be like in that film, and the music in the game is inspired from that as well. So there's we've got a few cars here. They all pretty much do the same thing. They're just for aesthetic. So the better you get in the game, the more points you can collect, and you can use those points to exchange them for different vehicles. But what you can do is upgrade your vehicles. So what I said before was that the faster you go, the better. But obviously, every time the game restarts, you have to start from 0 miles an hour, and it gradually speeds up and up. But you can pay for upgrades to your car, so the start speed can be slightly faster, and some other things related to that, which is I can't remember now. But there's a few other little nifty little things you can do with upgrades. And what we're going to try and do in this version is I released Bitcoin Bounce on the App Store and Google Play, but this time I think we're going to try and do like an APK version on Google, so that we can do in-app purchases via Bitcoin. Because obviously on the App Store we couldn't use Bitcoin for purchasing things in games because it's not allowed. Neither is it allowed on Google Play. So now we've got a bit of the problem with releasing APKs is people don't trust APKs, but now people have played a few of our games and and we're on the App Store. Hopefully, people won't mind downloading sort of like an Android APK version, and we can do some more experimental things that aren't allowed necessarily on the stores. And hopefully, this version of the game will be available on the web as well. So we'll do a WebGL version of this game, and also we're trying to get a WebGL version completed for Bitcoin Bounce. So it will fit in better with the MintGox tournaments and competitions because it can just be part of the main experience. Yeah, that's it really about this particular game. Just a quick note on the Bitcoin Bounce tournament. That was running for the 24 hours. It's just finished at about 15 minutes ago, and we had let's check 1,303 players join that tournament, which is the record for us. So last MintGox we had 846. This one, so we've increased by 50%. That's really good. So happy with that. Hopefully next time we can get it over 2,000. So that's it from me, really. I don't know if Simon is around. Any questions from anyone?
Yeah, I'm behind you.
I can't remember what you look like. I'm spinning around. Oh yeah, there you are. In purple.
I'm the really tall robot. Okay. Yeah, well, if there's no more questions, we'll thank Jack, and we'll head back out to the main stage, and then soon we'll be starting the main Bitcoin Rally tournament. So, yeah, we'll look out for Turbo 84 and download it soon. Right. I'll tell you, the amount of transactions and the amount of players Jack's getting is crazy. Right. Right, I'm walking very slowly. I'm going to teleport. Is cameraman coming with me? Where are you, cameraman? Okay. Oh, cameraman's already gone.
Oh, I believe I'm streaming. I'm just going to do a sound check now, make sure I get the all okay from Mission Control. As you can see, a few people here in the waiting room and committing suicide by the looks of it, by jumping off. Don't worry, they get respawned back at the top. Okay, let me just confirm with the racers that we will start. We are starting now, guys. Okay. Let's give them a few seconds. So this is the waiting room. This is basically people choose their characters and just mingle until we start. And I think I'll give it a go. So people watching the stream, if you're watching on MintGox.com, you'll be able to press the drop a power up button shortly after we start racing, and that would let you drop a power up for us to pick up. If you're watching on another stream, unfortunately you won't be able to do that, but you'll still be able to kind of watch the stream and also enjoy people racing it out. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so there's quite a few good races now, so I'm not sure I'll be able to come first. Let's see. Okay, we're starting. And here we go. Okay, so we can collect coins in this game, and the coins are actually sats you can cash out at the end. However, you can also use them as bullets to take people out. However, I'm first place, so I'm not going to be able to do that. Oh, someone's overtaking me. Oh, so I can hit him with a coin. Okay. No. The issue is because I developed. There we go. Get him. Oh. Missed him. Ah. Sneaky. I'll run out of coins. There we go. I can shrink them with the bolt power up I use, so I should be able to get past him. Go. So we can actually see on the right hand side, you'll be able to see a kind of update of what's going on. So many futures got hit by Mag's coin. And now I've got some bananas, so I'll be able to drop some bananas to slow them down. Oh, someone's trying to hit me with a coin and I got shrunk. Wow, BTC Dakar is actually pretty good. He wasn't playing the testing, so he's actually pretty good for somebody who hasn't played before. There we go, I think I got him with a coin maybe. Ooh. Okay, first. BTC Dakar is second. Soars, maybe I'm pronounced that wrong, is third, and Mags is fourth. We have 6 players at the moment, and BTC Dakar takes the lead again. Let's see if I can get him with a coin. Oh, I ran out of coins, unfortunately. Oh, there we go. Oh, somebody got a coin power up. Okay. I think we had a few newcomers playing it at this time, so they're not getting too far ahead. I think I've got this one in the bag. We can take a look at the mini-map. Oh, somebody's trying to hit me with a coin, it looks like. Oh, there we go. BTC Dakar. So if you take a look at the mini-map at the top right, you'll be able to see where the other players are. There we go. Oh, try and get this power up from Poochie. Okay. Avoid the cow. Okay, I need to keep some coins so I can cash out at the end. Okay, final lap. Final lap. Can I take over BTC Dakar? Let's see. Oh, he's in the Zebedee car, which is a little bit faster than mine. However, I'm not affected by bananas. Oh, I lost my coin. This one's going to be close. Oh. I think Zorz is trying to take the lead. There Oh wow, it's almost going to be a close one. Okay, I think almost halfway through. So I heard that the power-ups from the audience might not be working, so we'll try and get them working in the next race. Okay, I shocked him with a bolt. I think I can get this one in the bag unless somebody hits me with a coin. There we go. And I finished first, but I didn't have any coins to withdraw because I used them all trying to hit other people. Let's see who comes in second. So Swords came in second. See, I think So Many Futures is coming around. BTC Dakar came third. Okay. Well, I suppose congratulations to me there, but good job to Swords and BTC Dakar. Did a great job for the first time. So we're going to drop off now and we're going to start game 2. We'll have a few different players in, so hang tight. So I'm back again. I'm just going to start another game for the players to join. So we'll call this MintGox for race 2. Max players, we'll go with 6. And I'll continue as Mandel Duck. I think I'm going to try a different cart now. Oh, Bitcoin roller coaster guy is fun. I'll try him. We'll go with the village again. Just going to wait here in the lobby and see who joins. I'm going to rally the players. Oh hey, some people joined already. Oh, that was quick. Wow, we got 6 people already. Okay, people are eager to race. So we'll just hang tight here a little bit whilst everyone's getting ready. Yeah, a few people wanted to join, but they couldn't make it, so they can try the next one. Okay, great. So actually, this jumping off the waiting room was actually a complete accident. I was debugging something. Originally, I had like an invisible barrier around here, but I was debugging something and I removed it and forgot to put it back. And then when we did the test, people seemed to enjoy jumping off, and I thought it was kind of funny. So I just kept it like that. I think I'm just waiting to get the all go from mission control. I believe they're just trying to fix an issue with the power-ups on the MintGox dashboard. However, this race, who have we got in? We've got BitDov. I believe BitDov is playing from Brazil. Hanky is a newcomer. Bit Paint Club, he's been in a practice round, so he's been training quite a lot, so I would expect good things from him. Got myself. And we've got a good mix of characters. No one's chosen the BTC Pay cart at the moment. Hopefully I'll try that one next round. We are actually going to have a BTC Pay event with Bitcoin Rally in a couple of weeks. So I'm just talking to the guys there as well, and so that's going to be quite fun. We're going to have hopefully Nicola Dorier and Rockstar Dev all racing it out to see who is the best racer. I believe that they've already started, they've downloaded the game and they're practicing very hard. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to start the race in about 10 seconds. Let me just let people know. Cool. Okay, let's get started. Go. So, oh, already hit by a coin. So the idea behind the coins was I wanted to see if people would choose to hodl their coins so they can cash out more at the end, or would they use them to try and win. We'll see. I think it's an interesting dynamic, and I'm shrunk. And well, I'm terrible now. I think I'm fifth, almost last. I believe the person who is last is Hackney, who I think he's a newcomer, so he might not be familiar with the controls. Okay. Hello, that's Bitcoin Hanseikai on the banner. That's famous Japanese podcaster. Wow, I'm good. Okay, let's see if I can make up for some time. Okay, let's go. Whee! Okay, there's a wizard there. Yeah, okay, got rid of him. Get a power up. Okay. Drop some bananas. Cool. Okay, Stefan D has got a bolt power up, which means it's going to shrink everybody in a second. Perhaps. There we go. I thought that might be coming. Am I being overtaken? There we go. Get out of my way. Okay, we can do this. Nope. There we go. Hopefully build up some momentum in a little bit. If I don't keep getting shrunken. There we go. Okay, let's get rolling. Okay, now I've got the bolt power up. So I just zapped everybody and made them small and slow. So that should let me overtake a few people. Oh, bananas. Watch out for the bananas. There we go. Okay, I think I can take some people out with a coin. No. There we go. Okay, where am I? I'm third. Not bad. I can do this. Got 2 laps left. I can do this. Okay. Take that bit, Paint Club. Oh. Goes around, comes around. Okay, can do this. Oh, banana. And I'm fourth again. Wow. I think having the wizard really helped me come first because I could just glide over all the bananas. The roller coaster guy, not so much. But BitDove, his first, he's been practicing relentlessly, so I think in practicing he was purposely being a bit slower just to play a psych game there. Oh no, but he's been overtaken by Save a Buy. Wow, could be close. I don't think I'm going to make first this time, but who knows, anything could happen. I'm going to speed ramp. Oh, watch the bananas. Oh no. Okay, I think my mission now is not to come first, but to beat Bit Paint Club. Okay. Final lap. Can I make it to second? Let's see. Okay, actually no, BitDove isn't too far away. I think I can catch him up. If he hits a banana and I get a lightning bolt, I reckon I could make up for time. Bananas. Hold them. Take that. Oh, am I in second? Yes, I'm in second. Okay. I can see BitDove. Oh, third again. Damn it. No coins now. Wasted them. Oh, missed the power up. Oh no, it doesn't look good. Third. Fourth. And I think, oh. I think this could go either way. I was almost first and now I'm fourth again. I think I added a few algorithms to make so if people are ahead, they kind of get a bit bad luck, and if people behind, they get a bit of good luck. So to hopefully try and balance it out a bit. Okay, yes, power up. Oh, where am I now? Am I first? Oh, some coins. Oh no, Saver B already finished. I'm second. Can I beat Bit Paint Club and stay second? What happened to BitDove? He was doing so well. Oh no! Oh! Okay, third. Oh well, too bad. Not bad for third. Let me try and withdraw my stats now. Go. Let me scan this. At least I didn't come away with nothing. Come on. Nice. 80 sats. Great. Okay, so still people. I see a few people still finishing. BitDove is fourth. I think Hanky comes in last. Oh well, it's a shame. But Hanky was a new player, but great job to Saver B. So Saver B has won 200,000 sats, which will be we'll send him to that. We'll send those sats to him later. Okay, great. I'm just going to drop off for a few seconds. I'm going to get ready for the third and final race. So I'm back for the third and final race. I believe this race we will be graced with the presence of Chaz from Lightning Junkies podcast, who is also a sponsor of the event. So you should be able to see his banner on the track as a sponsor. So I hope he gets in, hope he does well. So I'm going to go for BTC Pay because this cart has the best handling. And also I love the BTC Pay guys. We've been good friends ever since I used to work in Japan. And yeah, as I said before, we're going to do a BTC Pay gaming night in a few weeks. We're trying to sort that out where Bitcoin Rally will debut, and hopefully we might have a few different cards for that. So definitely just follow MintGox on Twitter for more updates about that. Okay. Cool. Somebody just one of the racers in the last game said he got owned. He came last, but at least he got 70 sats, which is nice. You don't get any sats in a Mario Kart unless Nintendo is listening and they want to work together. Okay, I hope Chaz can join. Oh, some people joined already. Wow, more players than expected. Give me a sec, I'm just trying to check with the racers to see a few people are just logging in. Okay, I'll probably do a fourth game. I kind of like just a friendly game at the end. So Chaz can join in. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, yeah, so we're going to decide to do, so the first 3 games, people are actually competing for prizes. It was 200,000 sats for first place, 100,000 sats for second, and 50,000 sats for third. However, we're going to do just a fourth one, which is a friendly, so just so a few people who couldn't play could join. But it's great that so many people wanted to get in. Anyway, let's get this started. Okay. Go. It's a super turning. Wow. Okay, I got a boost. So the BTC Pay is actually quite difficult to use because it turns perfectly, which means you can oversteer. However, if you understand it correctly, it's okay. So I think a few players are we have a few players playing on different continents. We're actually the game server's in Europe, and technically when you play online game, everybody should be on the same continent to get the least lag. But because, just we're a very global event, we decided to let people from all different continents play. That's why some players might look a bit jerky as they're flying across, but it's all good. Lag doesn't actually affect the performance of them, because when they're playing locally, everything is smooth running on their client. Okay, I should stop talking and concentrate. See, who said that people like to hodl? Obviously, given the right incentives, people love to throw away their sats. I think that's something we actually see with the Lightning Network. Obviously with Bitcoin, people don't like to spend it. People don't want to kind of open up their Bitcoin wallet or cold wallet and spend $100 on a t-shirt or something. They much prefer to kind of hodl it. But with sats, we find because it's such a small amount, it's kind of fun money. So people are much more interested in just like playing around with it and sending it around. Sorry, it's hard to talk and concentrate. There we go. Where am I? Oh no, I'm 5th. That's what happens when you're the host. Okay, get out of the way. Okay, here we go. Damn. Revenge. Ha! Okay. Power up. Can I get it? I want a bolt. Oh, bananas. Ugh. Here we go. Okay, where am I? 3rd. I can recover. Look at that turning. That was almost perfect turning. And I'll have to slow down to turn. That's the benefit. That it's not, the BTC Pay card isn't as fast, but you don't have to slow down to turn. With other cards, if you don't slow down, you'll hit a wall. If you hit a wall, you'll slow down even more. So, okay, we can do this. Focus. Oh, power up. Ah, missed it. Damn it. Shout for the cow. Somebody suggested that if you can hit the cow with a coin, then you should get a special power up. I think that's not a bad idea. Okay, final wrap. Bit Paint Club is first. I can see him. Oh. Okay. It's hard to hit them when they go on the ramp because they're a bit higher up. I should also say, let's check out our sponsors. So we have Fulgur Ventures, who are a great Lightning venture capitalist. They're really supporting the network and companies. Who else can we see on the billboard? DG Lab. Yeah, DG Lab based out of Japan. They kind of, I think if it wasn't for DG Lab, BTC Pay may not have started because they really supported Nicolas Dorier and let him just to work on it, and just kind of, they trusted him to know what he was doing, and he's made a great project. So really great company, DG Lab. Puzzle ITC, they sponsored the last one. They're a kind of recurring sponsor for MintGox. Thanks for the support. Okay. Oh, damn, I hit banana. I've got him, yes. That was quite a good snipe then. Okay. Let's see if I can. Oh. Bit Paint Club. People have been practicing. Well, I've been working away fixing bugs. They've been practicing. Okay. Go. Okay, drop some bananas. Okay, are we on the final lap? Here we go. Okay, well done to Bit Paint Club finishing first. I came second. Bitcoin Hay is third. Oh no, is he? Where is he? He is somewhere. Okay. Let me try and withdraw these sats. 160. Oh, somebody could actually scan this and steal them. So, well, if you do that, good job, but hopefully I've got it before you have. Come on. Sorry, my internet's a little bit slow. There we go. Okay, so who have we got? I think Bitcoin, who have we got? Okay, so Cheeseburger finished 5th, 6th. Great, okay. Let's do in the 4th and final match, which is a friendly, and hopefully we'll get Chaz in there as well. Yes, the one I want. Okay, host game. Type in the password. Europe. Okay, let's call this friendly. Max players. Should we try 8? 8 might be quite experimental. We've only really tested it with 6, but might try 8. Visits are friendly, anything goes. Okay, continue as Mandelduck. Who should I go? Who haven't I been? I haven't been the regular Bitcoin car. Okay. Chaz, are you ready to jump in? When the match should... If you go to the join room screen now, the match should load. Okay, here we go. Okay, we should see a bunch of people join now. So I should say that this game, we've only been developing it for about a month and a half, so it's still quite new and experimental. There's a few bugs here and there. We really kind of raced to get it ready for MintGox. We know that the ecosystem here is quite friendly and we're all being experimental, but hopefully as the months progress we can really polish this game, add more power-ups, add more cards. Great, is Chaz in? Can I see a Chaz? Okay. Where am I? Okay, cool. Let's get started then. Okay, 8. This will be interesting. This will be experimental. But, you know, that's what Lightning's all about. We can be experimental. Let's get going. Okay. Okay. So Mr. Hanky is first, but on my screen it looks like I'm first. The reason for that is just people have like a few seconds lag. So sometimes it takes a few seconds for everybody to catch up. If everybody was in the Europe server, it'd be much smoother, but you know, people are from all around the world. But that's what Bitcoin's all about. Okay, wow, 8 players. This is going to be mayhem. It's just going to be covered in bananas, trust me. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Oh, see, this guy doesn't turn as well as the BTC Pay guy, so I need to be careful. My racing was adjusted for somebody who could turn super well. I need to slow down on corners now. I feel like this race is going to be a long one with all the people, 8 players with power-ups. I think we're going to see a lot of slowdowns. Okay. Great. Yeah, I sniped somebody. Ellen Junkies. Ellen Junkies is second. He hasn't played much before. Okay. There is an Ellen Junkies banner here in the game somewhere. Maybe it's just on a bend. Let's try and find it. Oh. Damn you, Chaz. Okay, take that. Yeah. Zap you. Oh, there's Ellen Junkies. There we go. There was a banner. Yeah, it's easy to miss on the corner. Okay, I think I might be first. There we go. Yes, I'm first in the lead. Okay, let's try and make some distance before somebody hits me with a banana. There we go. sometimes being first is boring. Am I going to lap somebody? I lap somebody. There you go. Yeah, being first is a little bit boring. You just got to kind of play it safe and not do anything silly. My top speed should actually be slowed down by about 10% if I'm first. It's like an algorithm I added just to make players catch up with each other. See how that goes. Oh yeah, someone's catching up with me. So I need to save some coins to hit him as soon as he overtakes me. Damn, miss him. There we go. So he was first. When you're first and you get the lightning bolt, it actually makes you smaller. So it's kind of like a trick. There we go. BTC Dakar, my old rival from race 1. I'm not going to let you take this one. There we go. Okay, wait, so some coins. Okay, I'll save this. When somebody overtakes me, I'll pepper them with coins. Okay, final lap. Need to remember my racing lines. Funny story, I was a big player of Gran Turismo, a PlayStation driving game. And my father, he built me like a metal car kind of structure where I could put a steering wheel in and pedals, so it would feel like a real car. And I used that to practice when I was doing my driving test. My driving instructor asked me why I kept doing racing lines in suburban England. So it wasn't the best way to practice driving. I failed my test, but I failed it in record time. Okay, oh, I think this is going to be close between me and BTC Dakar. Damn. I think I need to let him become first, and right at the end, overtake him. I think that's the strategy. Because if I become first and I get slowed down, I think we're almost finished. Come on. Take that, take that. There we go, got you. Where are we? I don't know where I am on the map. I'll just see crazy heads. Okay, lap somebody. I get a power up. Nope, oh, missed it. Oh no, that's going to slow me down. Damn it. Take that. No coins left, but, you know, victory is all. Okay, I think I'm on the final bend. I think I've got this. Yep. There we go. First, with 0 stats, so I kind of felt I lost. Let's see, BTC Dakar second, Grace Ellen Junkies Chaz third, well done. I didn't see him in training, so he must be a gamer or something. That's very impressive for somebody's first try. And okay, there we go. A few people were quite slow. I think they needed a bit more practice, but hopefully, you know, they get some stats, they come away with something. Great, so thanks for watching that. Yeah, so this is a game we just released it. I think we've been working on it for a month and a half. It's, you know, it's still got a few issues, but it's going to be a repeat game for MintGox, and hopefully we'll be able to open it up to more players and have concurrent matches. And we're going to have some more exciting things coming with the user interaction. So definitely stay tuned for that in future MintGoxes. And as I mentioned before, we are trying to plan a BTC Pay gaming night where this will also debut. So definitely follow us on Twitter. I am going to stop streaming now, and then we'll go back to the Altspace VR world. And following on from that, Simon will give just an overview of the amount of transactions we had at this MintGox. I felt we had a lot of transactions. And then we will finish up the event with a tour of the museum. We have some new artwork from the community, so I'll kind of curate and give a guided tour of that. And then we're going to head down into a Bitcoin mine I made, and I'll tell a few anecdotes about Bitcoin mining. So see you in a little while.
Okay, everybody. Right, there were a few exciting races there. We're gonna do. We were gonna do 3, but we ended up with 4. I think we snuck in another one there just for Chad from Lightning Junkies. So so um right now that was fun for all the players involved. So we managed to get there's more than, we're supposed to have 6 players a race, but some had 8. So there's at least 24, maybe 26 people managed to race there. Unfortunately, like some of you, it has had problems like trying to send sats from the audience. So sorry you couldn't engage there. But I hope you managed to play all the other games and managed to withdraw some sats. Right. What we're going to do now is just give you a bit of a rundown of what happened today. These events, we think they're really important for building an ecosystem of just all us guys getting together in this, magical internet world, finding use cases for magical internet money. So thank you for everyone for taking part. I hope you found it fun. Any suggestions, getting the Discord either at MintGox or jump on the Zebedee Discord if you want to get a bit more involved technically in making games and stuff. Any ideas on how to make these events bigger, make them grow? It's in all our interest to get this community as big as we can, get as many people playing Bitcoin games, get them bigger and better. So we should have Bitcoin Rally returning again at a future event, probably maybe even next month. And we'll try and have more people participating, fix that audience participation so you can get in there. And then, as I said, Bitcoin Bounty Hunt, we're hoping will return soon again. So that's one where you can really kill people. But the whole concept that Chris invented in that game where you can win sats in the game and then use the sats as weapons, I think is really cool in creating a Bitcoin economy. Right. What I'll do is, if Mission Control can hear me, I'll give you a bit of a rundown on some of the stats that we've had, so we can we know how many people have been taking part, and then when Chris Mandel Duck gets back in here, those of you who want to stick around, he'll take you for a little tour around this Bitcoin world that he's created. Is Mission Control there? Can you hear me? Hello.
Wrong control to Major Tom. I was sad about that.
1,303 people played Bitcoin Bitcoin Bounce. Sorry. By Thunder Games. And on top of that, we had 1,400 transactions registered in the games that we've been playing today. So that was pretty cool and pretty successful, I would say. Before I hand over to Chris again, I just want to make sure that we give a big shout out to our sponsors again: Puzzle ITC, Fulgur Ventures, sorry, DG Lab, Lightning Junkies, and Koji from YouTube. How do you pronounce it, Chris?
Bitcoin Hanseikai.
You're the Japanese speaker.
Hanseikai. Yeah, it basically means. I'll explain later. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay, Chris.
Yep. So can I take over?
Yeah, as well as our sponsors. Big shout out to Bitcoin Magazine as well, and Bitcoin Heroes. Hopefully we'll see a bit more participation from them again in future events. So, this is really the start of Bitcoin going mainstream, I would say. And you guys are all the early guys.
Part of it. early adopters. Right. Okay, I'll take over from here.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Great, yeah. So now I'm just going to give a little bit of a guided visual tour of the museum. I think it's just a nice way to end the event, just discuss some art. I am a programmer, so I have no artistic sense whatsoever. So what I will say will most likely be nonsense and insulting to the artist. But anyway, I'm going to say it. So if Kevin is around, Kevin, can you say hi if you're around? Kevin will follow me and he'll be the cameraman. Okay, yeah, Kevin's there. So let's head into the Zebedee Museum. So we did this in the last MintGox, and we had the artwork that was kindly donated, yes, by Crypto Graffiti. This is the first artwork we can see here. So I discussed it on the last one. So if you're not familiar with this work, check it out. I would say my favorite piece is, I like them all, but I do like Dorian Nakamoto. Fortunately, my wife won't let me have that piece of artwork in my house. So I'll have to keep it in my office or something. So if we just head on to some of the new artwork that we got for this MintGox, it starts here. Here we are, let's go. Yes. So let's see if I can read. Get a bit closer. Okay, yeah, so this piece is called the Honey Badger and a Beehive 2020 acrylic on canvas. So if I think I need to step back a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I can see the honey badger there. It's quite an interesting style. It looks kind of Eastern, I would say, in a way. Kind of has like a Chinese kind of scroll feel to it. I can't make out the beehive, but I suppose maybe it's the beehive represents the current financial institution, and the honey badger is just going there to mess with it and watch all the bees go crazy. Maybe that's what the artist is trying to say. Great. We head over to the next one. This one, I believe this is by the same artist. Honey Badger 2020. The details of the artist we'll post on Twitter later. Wasn't sure who did it, but we'll give a shout out to them. This is quite cute, actually. This is just Honey Badger. He looks a bit younger in this. He almost looks like a pup honey badger. Yeah, it's quite nice. I quite like the use of colors. This one is a much more kind of red, kind of energetic, angrier theme, where the other one was a bit more green and nature. I think this is another piece by the same artist. This one looks interesting. Byzantine general's problem, or Byzantine general problem. I'm not sure what's the correct pronunciation of that. I've heard both. But the Byzantine's general problem is famously what Satoshi Nakamoto tried to address/solve in the Bitcoin white paper. And if you're not familiar with it, it's about in a battle, two generals need to pass messages to each other, but they have to cross a dangerous valley in order to pass the message. So the messenger could get lost in between. And if General A sends a message to General B, then General B may get the message, but how does he let General A know that he got the message? If he sends the messenger back to say, tell General A I got the message, the messenger might get lost. And General A doesn't know if the messenger got to General B or he got to General B but didn't make it back to him, to General A. So it's kind of a computer science problem which the Bitcoin blockchain kind of helps address. I don't think it really solves it, but it definitely addresses it. And that's quite interesting. I think has a kind of Disney kind of feel almost to it. The kind of the black and the purples, like not current Disney, but the darker Disney when the Disney stories were a bit more based on the Brothers Grimm tales rather than now where they're a bit more childish, I would say. Behind us we have a very different piece. For a secure future by Bitcoin. I think this would probably make more sense to an American audience. I have a feeling this is a type of poster that was probably shown after the war, when they were trying to improve the middle class or something. We didn't really have this type of poster in England. After the war in England was a very depressing place where we had over 20 years of austerity. But America, I think it looks quite hopeful, and that's quite a nice kind of wholesome feel to it. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I think people, if they can afford it, they should definitely buy some Bitcoin just in case for a secure future. Okay, let's go down further on.
Do they want to send their kids to college though?
Well, I was actually debating this with my brother had a kid, and he was asking, should he go to college for computer science? And I said, I don't know, maybe just start off with a GitHub. It'd probably save you money. Great. Bitcoin Mafia. I took a look. This one's quite interesting. I tried to name everybody in it. So obviously, I think this image. I can't remember the original artist of the image, but this type of image existed before. I believe Wasabi Wallet used it, or ZK Snacks. But somebody has kind of worked on this, and they've added mafia style, kind of Al Capone kind of Italian mob image to it. And I tried to name them all. From right to left, I can see we've got Luke Dash Jr., Tone Vase, Adam Back, Peter Todd. Unfortunately, I don't know the next person. I think that's Pierre Richard. The next one is Safedine. Then there's Gregory Maxwell and Francis Pulio. Okay, well, getting there. And the middle guy is Keep Key, Ralph, I forgot the exact name, but after that, I'm not sure. Then we got Giacomo, Jameson Lupp, some guy in a mask, could be anybody. We've got Udi.
Mr. Hoddle.
Mr. Hoddle, there we go. Good. And Samson Mao and Nicola Dore right at the end. So that's quite cool. Nice. Does anybody know who the guy in between Giacomo and what's his name? Ralph.
Bitstain.
Keep Key guy. Is it Keep Key? Bitstain, did somebody say?
Goldstein, Michael Goldstein from the Nakamoto Institute.
Oh, okay, yes, you're right, from the Nakamoto Institute.
Roach's partner.
I think the person who's talking, can you put your hand up? I can't hear you. So I need to amplify you.
Oh, sorry. Now it's better. All right.
Yeah.
Hold on, maybe I can amplify everybody. Is that possible? Yeah. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, if you do speak loudly so we can hear you. Oh, great. Cool. Let's move on. Oh, we got one across here. Bitcoin is not a bubble, it is the pin. I haven't actually heard that being said before, but I guess it kind of makes sense. So what have we got? We've got a balloon full of paper money, which is holding. I guess that's the bank. Yeah, the bank. And it's a very kind of it's got a sci-fi kind of space feel to it, but it also looks a bit like the Sistine Chapel with the finger pointing out to God. So maybe there's kind of a little bit of both. So like Bitcoin is obviously futuristic sci-fi money, but it also has a religious side to it as well, I suppose. And there's a UFO in the top corner. It looks like there's somebody's face on that head. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's who? Sorry.
I think it's Powell, Jerome, but it's so small to see it. But
yeah, I think maybe if you have like the resolution in VR isn't super high, so maybe you can make it out of it later. But yeah, we'll probably link to these artworks afterwards on Twitter so you can check it out in more detail. Let's go. Travel around. Oh, this one's pretty cool. Oh, this is using the same background as the Bitcoin Mafia. I quite like this background. It's quite nice. And then we have Hal Finney. Oh, yes, you're right. Oh, damn, I've gone. Yeah, if you go up too close, you might accidentally fall through the wall. But if you try and look, you can see it's a collage of people's faces. Yeah, I think some people have got stuck inside the wall. Anyway. Yeah, it's just old spaces like that, right? I think the problem with teleporting in VR is like you can teleport through things. Quantum tunneling. Yeah, so I guess I'm not going to try and look at all the faces as I can see them, but it would take ages to try and name them all. But that's really interesting. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, man, I need to get some of this artwork for my own place. The next one is a whale. So I assume that's a Bitcoin whale, and he's holding it's like a treasure chest full of Bitcoins. There are a few sharks there. So I guess this is an artwork on trading. I quite like this because this isn't actually, it doesn't scream Bitcoin. It's not obvious. Like this could be a piece of art in its own right. But if you look closely, you can figure out it's about Bitcoin. I quite like that. I actually met an artist who has a podcast. His name is Max, and he paints similar art. The art is not obviously Bitcoin, so he can put it in his house and have friends round, and they wouldn't necessarily, be put off by Bitcoin symbols everywhere. But for people who know, and if you look closely, kind of the Bitcoin message is hidden. It's nice. This one's pretty cool because I love the Bitcoin wizard. It's our MintGox mascot. Join us. It's Bitcoin Pizza Day, I can see there. Talking about pizza, my stomach just growled when I said that. I'm hungry. What have we got? So Bitcoin symbols. We got a cat there. Yeah, I quite like this. This is quite nice. Kind of a nice, kind of childish play feel to it. Nice. This one is a minimalist piece. Fiat on the top, Bitcoin symbol, and below it, is the middle meant to be gold or something? And the bottom is red. What's that? I'm not sure what that's trying to represent. I guess it's something that's the opposite of fiat money. Maybe it's stone or hard money. I'm not sure. It's quite nice. Okay, the next two, I got two submissions which had different names, but they look like the same picture. So I wasn't sure if it was a mistake or they are slightly different. It's like a spot the difference game. So I put them both there. If anybody can spot the difference. I've been staring at it for a while and I couldn't figure out the difference. Maybe that's the message. Maybe it's saying that Bitcoin is fungible. So there should be, well, it should be more fungible than it is, but technically Bitcoin should be fungible and sound money is fungible, so you shouldn't be able to tell the difference. Probably that's not the message. Probably he just sent two by mistake. And I think it's kind of an interesting, happy accident. But it's a fish, so it's a goldfish. Okay, there we go. So it's a goldfish and an orange fish. So maybe this is something to do with gold and Bitcoin having a nice relationship. Obviously, a lot of people who like Bitcoin like gold and vice versa. Nice. The next one is just, I think, is this, I couldn't tell if this was a photo or somebody actually drew it. I guess it's impressive either way. If it's a photo, it looks quite stylized. So, because obviously photos generally don't have nice dynamic range or nice lighting, but as much as a painting does. But if it's a painting, it looks quite photorealistic. So it could be both. Maybe that's the artist is trying to say there that things can look real, but they are fake. And fiat money is not real money, but it is real money, and it's kind of open to interpretation to people. And it's trying to be something it's not. Perhaps that's the message there. I'm not sure. The next one is quite interesting, a Bitcoin on and off sign in neon lights. Trying to think the deep message there. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I think it just looks nice having the contrast.
You can never turn Bitcoin off.
True. Well, it never turns off, but it's still kind of glowing or simmering. That's how I kind of see Bitcoin, I want Bitcoin to go mainstream, but I think Bitcoin's biggest thing is that it never really dies. It's like, it's in a way, the least that you can say about it is it's zombie money, which will never die and will always be there for somebody. But hopefully, well, we obviously want to make it energetic like the top Bitcoin, and have vibrance and energy. That's the goal. And this one, I wasn't sure if this was a mistake. I couldn't figure out what it is, but I included it. It seems to be somebody with a cigarette with an orange line on it. Is that meant to be something with Bitcoin? I guess somebody said you can't smoke a Bitcoin.
It just looks like someone's...
It could be the Peter Schiff, I think.
Lines.
It might be snort. It's cocaine, isn't it? Okay, it's not a cigarette. Okay, so
yeah.
MintGox is no longer safe for work. No, it's sherbet. Any kids watching, it's sherbet.
I think that's just like a photo they weren't meant to include. I think it's evidence.
Okay. I thought it was a cigarette. Okay, he's snorting sherbet. That's what it is. Next. Okay, this one's quite funky. I quite like this. Yeah, this is kind of like, I think this would make a really good T-shirt. And again, it doesn't necessarily stream Bitcoin. It could just be a funky pattern. That's quite nice. I was interested why the shape of it is quite long and narrow. But I think it's nice here. Down the rabbit hole. Yeah, this is, I suppose, an Alice in Wonderland reference. Everybody's familiar that if you get into Bitcoin, you go down the rabbit hole and you lose all your friends and family for a while until they start to ring you up a few months later, and then you get them all back when you start asking about price. It's quite nice. I'm not sure if this
It looks
is
like the
meant
cover
it
of a
looks like
great
book
novel I'd read.
Yeah. Well, it does look like a book cover. I think one of the people in the Bitcoin Rally races, Gigi, I believe he has a book called The Rabbit Hole, a book, something to do with the rabbit hole on Amazon. So it might be that. I'm not sure. But yeah, nice. I think we're almost finished. Got a few more. I quite like this one. This is obviously the ascent of man. So we have a chimp. We have a Homo something. Homo erectus. Is that when they could stand? Then a Neanderthal, well, I guess it's a different line. And then we have a human who's walking and reading. Then a human who's on a computer. And then I guess he is the computer now. His mind is taken over with the computer. So maybe this is Elon Musk style neural network. This is the next stage. Well, we've obviously stopped evolving because we don't let people die for nothing anymore. So maybe the next stage of evolution is we link with computers. And I suppose that means that's quite interesting. We can think, we can send a Bitcoin transaction by thinking. Yeah, that's a startup there, maybe. That'll be quite interesting. Cool. I suppose that's what it means. And then he's got the chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. How small that seems in comparison to the current, rightly or wrongly, bailouts that we've had for the virus, but I guess it's quite topical again. The next one I quite like. It kind of reminds me of British pop music. It kind of has like a Beatles vibe to it. I don't know if people know the band, the Stone Roses, who are kind of a famous English band who are, it looks like their logo as well. So I'm not sure if the artist was going for that. So when life gives you lemons, to sell them for Bitcoin. Okay, it must be pretty expensive lemons, but yeah, I quite like that. Yeah, but maybe he's going for like a Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's type vibe there. That's quite nice. And last but not least, in a world of fiat, Bitcoin is the victor. There we go. And it's quite interesting texture. The spots, I kind of think that if you look at it, another image, another message is revealed. Kind of look, the blue areas, are they trying to be letters? Perhaps. If you focus at it long enough, it says something else. I don't know. I'm not sure if everybody remembers the movie Mallrats. Where in the movie, they had a piece of picture, like a picture in the mall that if you stared at it, it would look like a rabbit, or if you stared at it longer, it would look like a ship. And the guy spends a whole movie trying to see it and never does. I feel like this is a similar thing. We'll be staring. Maybe there's something in there. I'm not sure. Great. Anyway, that kind of concludes the art tour. As I said, we'll try and post these out on Twitter just to give the artists a bit more exposure, and you can check it out in detail, visit their site, see if it's for sale. Next, I'm just going to do a final tour of the Bitcoin mine, which is a very humble mine. You know, I made it in a few days, but it actually goes underground, under the mountain of MintGox, which is at the beginning. And let's take a look there. So here we go, entering down in the mine. We've got some crystals, we've got a track. Unfortunately, AltSpace VR is a little bit limited in what I can do. What I would like to do is make this a roller coaster so you can jump and kind of roller coaster down, but it wasn't possible. Maybe in a future update. AltSpace VR are a bit limited for security reasons, they say. They don't let you do any programming in these worlds. You can only have static things, and you can make things kind of move, but not much. Okay, if we go down here, right at the end, you should see there are some trolls in the Bitcoin mine. So it's actually, this mine, I actually grabbed it from a game I had, where I had the Bitcoin mine was called Reddit's Cave, and inside the cave were Reddit trolls, and the trolls would like kind of say mean things to you in the game. I'm probably going to bring this game back again with Lightning when I get a little bit of time, but they're the trolls there. They're currently sleeping at the moment. I think that in the game that was part of the quest. You had to kind of wake up the troll to get past it. Anyway, we're in the mine. And if you look around, there are some Bitcoins scattered in the rocks. and a block should be produced every few seconds. I didn't set it to 10 minutes just because we'd be waiting here all day. So every minute or so, a block should come down. So one should be coming through shortly. There we go. Here we are. Don't get crushed. So this is block 600. Oh, 630, 636868. Okay, it's gone. We missed that. AltSpace unfortunately didn't let me add scripting so I could like actually show real blocks. So the block is hard coded. So it's kind of fixed from a few days ago. But there we go. I was just going to talk about Bitcoin mining in general. I'm not a mining expert, but I actually did start Bitcoin mining myself in 2013. 2012, 2013. I remember I bought one Bitcoin, and the first thing I did with that Bitcoin, I thought, hold on, if I buy a Bitcoin making machine, I can turn my Bitcoin into more Bitcoins. So I bought a Bitcoin miner from a company called Butterfly Labs, who are notorious for, they had a big scam, and people didn't get their miners. However, I got the first set of miners, which was, I think it was 25 gigahash. And I was in a share house in Australia, and I got free electricity because the landlord just paid it, for everybody, included it in everybody's rent. But I think I got in trouble because the electricity bill skyrocketed. And my girlfriend at the time was very angry that our tiny room had this noisy miner on. Eventually, I had to travel to visit my parents, so I left the miner on in my room for 2 weeks and hoping it wouldn't shut down. When I came back, it didn't shut down, and it mined about half a Bitcoin until it broke. It broke, so I at this point I lost half a Bitcoin, so I contacted Butterfly Labs and got a new one sent. By the time it arrived, the hash rate had grown so much it wasn't profitable anymore. However, they were advertising their new, I think they were like 3 terahash miners, which was much more powerful. So I pre-ordered them, and this is a famous Butterfly Lab scandal where I will say allegedly, because I'm not sure on the legal aspect. So allegedly, the miners, they never shipped them because allegedly they were testing them too long. They were testing the miners, then they realized that, wait a minute, we're actually making Bitcoin by testing these miners. We're making more money by testing them than we are shipping them. And then eventually they didn't ship. That's allegedly what happened. I'm not sure, but people didn't get their miners. I didn't get my miners. And I think I joined my brother. We put our Bitcoin together and we spent like a few Bitcoin on getting the miner. However, we actually ended up making Bitcoin back because before they went completely bankrupt, they refunded people. And you could be chosen to be refunded. They refunded, I paid with Bitcoin, but they refunded me in dollar value in Bitcoin. So at the time, for example, Bitcoin was, let's just say it was $1,000, and we spent, just to say, 1 Bitcoin to get the miner. By the time they did the refunds, Bitcoin dropped to like 300. But so they gave us like 3 or 4 Bitcoin back. So in a way, the miner did its job. It kind of made more Bitcoin. So I kind of like tripled the Bitcoin, even though I never got it. So that was it wasn't the worst thing, but I guess from a dollar value, I lost out. So that was my little Bitcoin mining story there. And I haven't done it since, apart from trying to install Litecoin miners on my ex-company's computers.
I can give
But
you
I didn't make any money, so.
I can give you.
Okay, who has the mine? So this is a 6.25 Bitcoin block. Actually, another small anecdote I'll say. I actually have a friend who he has a secret mining facility in a forest in the middle of nowhere. He's very secretive about it. He doesn't like to say where it is at all. And but he lives like 2 hours train ride away from the place because obviously he lives and worked in the city, but the only place to do mining cheaply and secretly was in the countryside. But he installed these cameras, and he would always be watching the live feed of his mining area because he was paranoid that people would come and steal the miners. And I was with him in a bar, and he was just watching his screen, and people were pulling up in black vans and like pulling up to his secret mining venue in a black van and then waiting and then driving off. And they would do this every few minutes. And he got very paranoid. He was about to get on the train. He thought somebody had found his mining facility. They were going to steal all his expensive mining hardware. And then we had to watch the stream as he was trying to call the police to go to the place, and the people got out of the black van. They went to his mining facility, and they stole some traffic cones, and then took the traffic cones and got back in a van and drove off. Turns out they were local fishermen who just wanted to steal his traffic cones that he used to warden off the area. They had no idea it was a mining facility at all. But anyway, so that was a kind of a happy ending in a way. But yeah, I thought that was quite funny. Anyway, I think that just about wraps it up. So thank you very much for joining. We're going to be constantly expanding this world. So we've got the Bitcoin mine, we've got the museum. Hopefully next time we'll get some more artwork. I think what I'd like to do for the next MintGox, I'm not sure if people saw it, but to the left of the MintGox world, there was a Scrooge McDuck style Bitcoin bank vault. If people remember DuckTales, Scrooge McDuck he just loved to jump and dive in his money and swim about. I think I'm going to try and make that possible in VR. I'm going to let you enter that, and it's going to be filled with Bitcoin, and people can try and jump in, and like, you can't really swim, but it'll just, what's not cool about jumping into a pile of Bitcoin in VR? Why not? We also might try and do a mountain tour of MintGox and maybe talk about the Mount Gox incident, because I was in Japan around about the time some of that stuff was happening, so we can talk about that. But lots of fun things planned. Thanks for supporting us, and if you have any feedback and suggestions, make sure to give us your ideas in the MintGox channel on Discord. And yeah, thank you everybody. Let's kind of end it with a big clap. Where's the clap? There we go. Great. Yeah, cool. So I'm just going to hang about. If anybody wants to ask me questions or wants to talk, I'll hang about for a few minutes.
I have a question.
Nice.
How long are you
I think
waiting
with
for this?
Old Space VR, if you're not close to people, they can't hear you. I don't think I can make
Really?
everybody audible. Okay, so if you want to speak to somebody, you've got to come right close to them. Otherwise, they can't hear you.
E aí, tá me
Hello?
ouvindo?
Cool. Hello?
How long are you waited for your butterfly?
You might, I
lights
can't
miner?
hear.
Tá com o
Somebody's
microfone.
trying to speak, but you might be muted.
I hear
Hello?
MZ. How are
And
you?
then it's some bug, or maybe he has a problem.
I think he has a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear you now. Can somebody say
Ah.
something?
Hello, test,
Blah
test.
blah.
Hello?